You can hear the helicopter sound. Sorry, that was my keys. You can hear the helicopter sounds of our newly engendered police state. I'm not trying to get political. That's not what this is about. I just don't like feeling like I'm being watched all the time. So also, we are still in a pandemic. I am actually in an enclosed nature area that is not accessible to the general public, which is why I don't have a mask on. But I do have it with me for when I leave here. Anyway, hi, it's day 6. Are you guys okay? Like, it's been quite a week. I wanted to tell you about some of the additional symptoms I've been experiencing today. And actually the last couple days. I mentioned yesterday that I was noticing that everything smells more strongly today. So I did a little research, and apparently that is a commonplace thing that happens when you are not eating. Your sense of smell heightens on its own. So there we are. So I'm assuming that I'm just going to be experiencing that for the rest of the fast. It said that when you go back to what they call satiation, or eating normally, then you get your sense of smell back to normal. So things are going to smell really, really good for the next 2 weeks and 2 days. And of course that's going to make staying on a fast even more challenging. But I'm game. I'm up for it. It's kind of nice. It's almost like eating, but through your nose. So that's what we're dealing with there. For a lot of you, the dry fasting aspect of this is what's really interesting for you, and I don't blame you. Dry fasting is fascinating, I think, and I do it all the time, so I guess could be considered a reliable source for how to do it properly. I'm sure you can hear other people are here in the background, but not many. If you're attempting to do a dry fast, I know or thinking about it, a lot of you are wondering about symptoms and effects and how you feel and how you get ready. And so I've been trying to be as transparent as possible each day to tell you how I'm feeling and what I'm dealing with. So today, other symptoms I'm experiencing are fatigue, which I'm in a late stage of an extended dry fast, so that's normal. But it's not the fatigue you think. It's not like, I can't get out of bed. It's like, it's deeper than that. It's like when normally you would just stand up, now I have to think about standing up. Like, I have to prepare myself mentally when I'm gonna move. And because of the benefits of dry fasting, I don't mind that much. I'm sorry, it's so loud, but this is kind of like the only time I have today to do this, so I really hope that you can just hear me. I don't mind not being able to just jump up and go. And it's not like once I'm up and moving, I can't function. I can function just fine. I try not to move as quickly as I normally would. I'm not like running all over the place, but I walk just fine. I have about a 15-20 minute walk during my commute to go to work, and I do that just fine. I don't get there feeling exhausted or anything like that. So it's more like conserving my energy, and then monitoring the use of it. Like, it takes a little longer to start than it normally would because your body doesn't have that easy access to glucose energy that it's used to. But because your body is turning your fat stores into energy, I say, hey man, take as long as you want to get started, as long as when you start, you're burning fat every time I move. So that's a thumbs up. Other symptoms, I'm actually shocked. I have not had any dry mouth yet. I mean, I brush my teeth. I haven't had to do any gargling or mouthwash or anything like that, which I did have to do during the 9-day fast, but I will say that that was 2 months later in the year than this is. So it was a lot hotter. And I think that's definitely making a difference. Now, we'll just see, but I'm actually contemplating extending this dry fast an extra day. We shall see. Tomorrow is Friday is day 7, and I'll see how I feel during the day. If I get to the end of Friday and I still feel okay, I might kick it to one more day. So I will let you know, but it's just a little thought I had this morning, and I'm not sure if I want to pursue it or not yet. We'll see. On the positive side, absolutely no hunger. I mean, the thought of eating is just non-existent for me right now. I don't miss it. I don't want it. Most of the time I don't even think of it. If I do think of it, it's a passing thought. I was around people eating earlier some really good Chinese food. Didn't want any. So that's positive for sure. I would say that for most people, you could probably get to this point after the first couple of days. It depends on how used to fasting your body is. But just to tell you a quick anecdote, the first extended dry fast I did, not the first dry fast, I had been dry fasting intermittently to work my way up to one. So I had done like 12 hours and then 20 hours and then 30 hours. You know, I was like working my way up. And then the first like multi-day one I did was a 5-day dry fast. And all I did was I picked a day to start. It was a Sunday night into Monday morning. So I basically did all my baking soda, water, and everything Sunday night, and then Monday morning I got up, and that was it. And I went through the whole week. I did Monday to Friday, Monday morning to Friday night, 5 days, without even blinking, basically. And I hadn't set a time limit on it. I said I was just going to go until I was ready to stop. And that was like my first long one. So again, this is all in listen to your body territory, but that's what I was doing for that one, and it felt totally fine. The reason I'm saying this is after the first day or two, when all of the negative symptoms went away, there was nothing left to manage. And I think I ended it that weekend because I had to go somewhere where I needed to eat socially, and I didn't feel like going into all the explanations, because maybe we'll talk about this on another of the days, but fasting culture is really difficult to explain to people. And so it often ends up being really secretive, which is part of why I appreciate the online community, because people who understand fasting and why we do it, I don't have to go through all the judgment and explaining that I'm not trying to kill myself in order to have a conversation with them about it. Whereas with you guys, we can just chat. And it's normal because we've already mentally ascended to the fact that fasting is good for you. So we'll see if I can go longer on this one. By the time I finished that 9-day dry fast last summer, I was done. Like, I was ready to stop. And now that I'm experiencing it in the spring instead of in the summer, I really do believe that the weather played a huge part in that. It was really hot and like sun beating down on me every time I went somewhere, and just like, you know, the environment was leaching the extra moisture that my body was creating, which is what your body does when you dry fast. It was just like pulling it out through my skin, just evaporating it. So that was hard. This has not been so bad. I'm already halfway through day 6 and I still feel great, you guys. Like, I'm not making this up. I'm just telling you exactly how I feel. And I feel really good, aside from the little bit of like, oh, I have to think a minute before I get up. One unusual symptom I am experiencing, which I am again going to attribute to the civil and political unrest that we're going through right now, is normally when I fast, I sleep really well. I am a chronic insomniac, which means that most nights I get between 2 and 4 hours of sleep. A good night of sleep for me is 6, and ever so often I'll just sort of like power down like an overly used piece of electronics and like pass out for 8 or 10 hours, but that is very rare. So normally when I'm fasting, one of the other benefits is I sleep really well, which is great because you need extra sleep when your body is going through this. But I have not been sleeping great. I've been doing like, it was like 3 hours one night. I don't know how many hours it was last night, but I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and then I was just up from then on. So I'm not getting that sleeping benefit, but again, how could that not be a part of going through everything that we're all going through? So those are the main symptoms I can think of today. For those of you who have been asking me, like, tell me about the symptoms, how do you feel, how do you counteract things? Once you get sort of deep into it, I was expecting the dry mouth. I'm not experiencing it. I was expecting the fatigue. I am experiencing that, but not so bad. And I work about 10 or 12 hours straight, so it is a lot of stamina, and I'm able to do that just fine. So you can live a normal life and do some dry fasting. And then I'm also curious to see how the symptoms are going to change next week when I'm allowed to have snake juice mixed with like apple cider vinegar and stuff like that. I better go just because, man, I do not want to run you guys down with the length of these things. And then I have some other stuff I need to get done today, and I don't want it to get too loud out here either. Because I am in a nature area, but it is also in the city, so that's why you can hear all the stuff you hear. It's enclosed and it's beautiful, but right outside the gate there's like the rest of the world. Cars and construction and building and helicopters and everything. So thanks for joining me, you guys. I'm gonna take a few more minutes to myself outside before I get on with the rest of the stuff I have to do, and I will see you tomorrow. Stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. Bye.